Right on day 9 of this, families of those killed in combat, our heroes, have learned they are being denied military death benefits of $100,000 owed to them to help with burial costs and other costs. Joining us now is Lieutenant Colonel Steve Russell, a military advisor to Concerned Veterans for America. Welcome to the show. It is great to have you here. I have to ask you, first of all, a solution may be on the horizon, but what is your reaction to the failure of the federal government to take up its responsibility here for military families and our heroes?
As a combat veteran of Iraq and Afghanistan, I hurt with the families. This has never happened before. Our government should do better. Our veterans don't deserve this, and the families don't need additional pain at this moment of crisis.
You know, you led the team who captured Saddam Hussein. You put your life on the line. You've been in harm's way. You know what that's like. You know the pain for families, the pressure for families. What is the message tonight that's gone to the people who are protecting us and keeping us safe?
We only ask for a few things when we serve: medical care, a pension at retirement, and proper honors at burial. That's all we ask. And now we're seeing that hindered. And worse, we see even wounded warriors hanging on to life in Landstuhl, Germany, fields of Afghanistan, and now families which could embolden them to have the will to hang on are not being allowed to fly and be by the bedside of their loved one. My message is this: Mr. President, when will you start acting like the Commander-in-Chief? When will you start being a leader? Veterans from all over the country, we need to let our government know that this is absolutely unacceptable.
Well, I can't agree with you more. Another person who agrees with you, Senator John McCain, here's what he had to say.
What do the American people think when they see that death benefit for those who served and sacrificed in the most honorable way their families are not even eligible for death benefits? I'm ashamed. I'm embarrassed. All of us should be.
Ashamed and embarrassed. We need more than words, I would say. What do you say?
Well, we need action, and the United States Marine Corps has already ignored Department of Defense guidance, saying that they interpret this as accepted activity. I think the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, all of the branches need to follow suit. Secretary Hagel has not provided the proper guidance to Congress. Congress is playing games, and the President needs to be the Commander-in-Chief. Our warriors deserve leadership from our government. You
know, I think you could turn any Defense Department executive upside down and come up with the money that is owed these people. You know, we were debating it in our morning meeting. You know, the government's not supposed to spend anything. Well, the Department of Defense has one of the biggest budgets on Capitol Hill. It seems to me that the money should be there. Do you fear that they are grandstanding, that they are trying to prove their point about a political debate over the budget, a political debate shut down of the government, and the result is that our heroes are getting hurt?
I think that would be true of lawmakers and perhaps the executive branch. I don't see that from the Department of Defense, because in many cases the only discretionary funds available in this big fight over budgets often come from the defense establishment. That's not fair. So much is in entitled law that there is no money to go after other than defense dollars. So our service chiefs do a good job, but we need leadership from the President here. He can step in and correct this immediate measure, but instead he says, no, we're not going to play games and we're not going to have a piecemeal approach to solving the crisis. Well, Mr. President, our wounded warriors and those that have sacrificed for our freedoms are not a piecemeal approach. Start leading.
Well, we have heard from the president's spokesman who said that there will be, something's going to happen. We're not really clear on what, but we have had some leadership. Let me tell you who's leading. The Fisher House Foundation picking up the tab, and here's what they say. They're Ken Fisher, their founder. After losing a loved one in the service to our nation, these families should not have to endure more pain as a result of political squabbling. I'm sure you agree to that.
I do, and Well, we certainly applaud the Fisher House, but we shouldn't have to support our warriors from the nickels and dimes from burgers and fries. We need to do it with leadership in government.
Well put. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Russell.
Thank you, and thanks for having me. Thank you.